Welcome back to another episode of the Joey Musto Show presented by Team Musto. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite subdivisions in Kihei on the left-hand side of Piʻilani Highway, and that's Maui Meadows. Right now there are 13 active listings there. I'm going to go over two of my favorite deals. I'm going to talk about what has sold in the past 90 days, why everything in Maui Meadows is pretty much overpriced, the Kihei single-family home market, how it performed in February 2026, how it's performed year to date, what that means for Maui Meadows. Let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start off by talking about the location. So Maui Meadows is one of the last subdivisions before Kihei turns into Wailea. It's located on the left-hand side of Piʻilani Highway, which is where most of the subdivisions and properties in Kihei are located on the right-hand side. For example, Keonikai Heights, where we just closed on a $1.475 million homes. That's on the right-hand side of Piʻilani Highway. Um, the benefits of being in Maui Meadows are numerous. I mean, you have half-acre lots, you have a elevated position, so you're overlooking Kihei. You get some killer ocean views. Um, and depending on the type of buyer you are, there is no HOA. So if you kind of want to make the whole property your own, you want to paint it a certain color, you want to put your boat on there, you can do it. You can do it in Maui Meadows. Whereas if you're in something like Kilohana Ridge or you're in Moana Estates, there's obviously more rules. If you're in Maui Meadows, you also don't have to pay like a monthly association fee, which again, it's not always a good thing because in neighborhoods where you have HOA fees, properties tend to hold their value better. But it just depends on the type of buyer, depends on your motivation for buying. And yeah, so what else we did I forget about here? So oh, there's also a bunch of different kind of homes that you can find. So you can find just regular single family homes. You can find single family homes with attached ohanas. You can find single family homes with detached ohanas. You can find single family homes with an ocean view with a pool, detached ohana. So that's kind of why you see a variety of different prices in Maui Meadows. Because obviously, if you're just buying something that's on a half-acre lot, it's a single family home, that's going to be priced more affordable than if you're buying something that is half-acre lot, but it has a single family home, detached ohana, ocean view, pool, and all the glamour. So that's why it's important to actually drive through Maui Meadows and see kind of the different properties and see the ways in which people use them. Moving forward from there, let's talk about the Kihei single family home market, how it performed in February 2026. We saw 8 homes sell. The median sales price was 1.225 million. That's an important number to pay attention to when we look at Maui Meadows specifically, because Maui Meadows really does act as almost its own area, even though it's in Kihei. Total dollar volume was approaching $11 million. Year to date, there are two good stats for sellers. We saw 18 home sales, which is up 38.5% from the same time in 2025, and we saw total dollar volume increase almost 38% year over year. The two good things for buyers, however, is the average sales price is down and the median sales price is down. So we are still clearly in a buyer's market in Kihei, but there's a little bit of data that's pointing towards a turn, and it's good news for sellers. Moving forward from there, we're going to talk about Maui Meadows now. So in the past 90 days, we saw three home sell. The sales price ranged from 2.2 to 2.36 million, with a median sales price at 2.235 million. So it's obviously significantly higher than the 1.225 million that we saw in Kihei for median sales price in February. Um, but again, one of the reasons you're seeing that is because you're getting a bigger lot in Maui Meadows. You're getting better ocean views in most cases. Um, you're getting places with attached ohanas, detached ohanas. So there's a lot of positives to being in Maui Meadows, and that's why you're paying a premium. Average home size, 3,465 square feet, obviously bigger than a lot of other places, a lot of other subdivisions in Kihei, sale price per square foot range. So it's a pretty big range here, again, for the reasons I mentioned, 483 to 949. So most Maui Meadow homes are currently selling in the low to mid $2 million range, depending on the size of the home and whether or not it has ocean views. Price per square foot varies widely, which can create value opportunities when homes are priced at the lower end of the range. So I'll just tell you right now, there's not a lot of options in Maui Meadows where it's priced towards the lower end of that range. In fact, we're going to talk about one of my favorite deals, and it was actually priced at $800 per square foot, which is significantly higher than that 483. So there's not a ton to find right now that's affordable or even close to this sale price per square foot range in Maui Meadows right now. Um, so I've talked about this a lot already, but why the price per square foot varies in Maui Meadows. It doesn't have an HOA. There's fewer building restrictions. Homes can include main houses, cottages, or attached ohanas, which changes the total living space and income potential. And because of these differences in layout, lot size, and rental potential, two homes in Maui Meadows can have very different price per square foot. So what's available in Maui Meadows right now? So there's 13 homes for sale. Price ranges from just under 1.4 million all the way up to just under $7 million, so it's obviously a huge range. And you're not going to find a huge range in a subdivision like Moana Estates like that or Kilohana Ridge. Everything's priced a little bit closer, more cookie cutter. You know what you're going to get. You know what you're paying monthly to the HOA. The median list price is 2.4 million, which is actually not that bad compared to the past 90 days of sales. And the median home size is 2,834 square feet. Average days on market is high. It's at 179 days. Most homes are priced around the mid $2 million range, which lines up close with recent sales. Several listings have been on the market for a while, which may create negotiation opportunities for buyers. So obviously, if you're looking at a property that's been on the market for 250 days and has done a price reduction, that seller, in most cases, is going to be more motivated to sell than somebody that has been on the market 31 days and hasn't had to do any price reductions. So you might have to go into with a better offer if you're going to go for that second one. But that first one, that's why it's important to pay attention to days on market. So now we're going to talk about two of my favorite listings out there. They're my favorite for different reasons. So I like 615 from a price point of view. So it's priced at 2.35 million, which looks more expensive than 533. But if you look at it based on price per square foot, there's a pretty drastic difference. 2,935 square foot home, about $800 per square foot, which is in that range. Where current listings are, it's actually below that range. So it's the current listings are priced between $900 and 1,400. This one's priced below that at 800. However, I believe the lower end of the range was 486 or 483 if you look at the past 90 days. Um, yeah, it was 483. So this one is priced significantly higher than that, but it is still within that range because it goes all the way up to $949. And then if you look at um, like the current listings, like I just talked about, you're looking at 900 to 1,400. So 614 is an interesting property. We're going to actually look at the pictures of it now. The architecture is unique on this one, so I think it's going to take a buyer that appreciates that kind of look, this kind of layout. It's a 4 bed, 3 bath, 2,215 square foot home, 1 bed, 1 bath, 720 square foot ohana, which is good. Now, this one has been on the market for 71 days. It's already reduced its price because it came out at 2.55 million, reduced to 2.35 million. So what this shows me, if I was a buyer, if I was thinking about putting an offer on this place, is that the seller's motivated. Because if you look at the days on market, in Maui Meadows, the average days on market is 179 days, and this one already reduced after 71 days. So that's an important thing to keep an eye on. It was remodeled in 2024, so it has a modern feel. And then going through the pictures, the things that I like. Um, I like the, well, obviously, I like the ocean view. I like this outdoor living space. I think you can make this your own, but I think there's a lot on this property that you can make your own. I like the high ceilings. It looks like you get good natural light from those high windows up here. Um, I like the layout of the kitchen. I feel like you could fit a lot of people in here. I like the center island. Um, I also like how the sink is located over here. A lot of times you'll see the sink in the center island, but I like how you have the window and that kind of looks out towards the ocean, looks out towards Kihei. And then you have the lanai, indoor outdoor living, um, barn doors in the bedrooms that open up to the bathroom. But yeah, everything looks pretty modern in this place. Um, and you could obviously make it your own. But I don't want to spend too much time looking at the pictures. Let's get back into it here. We're going to talk about 533, and we're going to look at the pictures for that one too. So 533. Now this one, if you're just looking at it from an entry level like price point of view, this one's more affordable than 614. But if you look at the price per square foot, this thing is in my opinion, overpriced. If you look at the current listings between 900 and 1,400, this one's priced at $1,463. It's 1,469 square feet. The reason I picked this one is I like the build because I like this home to me feels like you could just like pick it up and put it in Moana Estates or Kilohana Ridge, and I like the way those homes are built. Or you could just take one from there and put it in Maui Meadows. So I like that. And let's go ahead and look at the pictures for it. So yeah, this one to see it's a 2 bed, 2 bath, 1,469 square feet. But if you look at it, like it looks like something you would find in Kilohana Ridge, and I like that kind of look. I like that feel. 2 car garage. I'm not a huge fan of the driveway because I think it's relatively small. It's been on the market 114 days. Um, no price reduction on this one, so it's 2.15 million. I think it will have to do a price reduction before this thing gets serious offers, um, or has a chance at selling. It was remodeled 2017. And then let's just go ahead and look through the pictures. Looks like a well-maintained yard. Um, two stories. I like the kitchen on this one too. Nice cabinets, countertops. The sink is in the island in this one. But looks like you use space to sit people. Not a huge amount of space in the kitchen, like at 614. So I do like that about 614. Probably a little bit better than this one. This one feels a little bit tight, but this is what you're paying for up here. I mean, if you look at this deck, you have ocean views. You're overlooking Kihei. There's nothing really obstructing you from the ocean views. There's not plants. There's not other houses in front of you. So that like that's pretty awesome right there. And I think that's why this thing is priced at a premium. It's definitely one of the reasons this thing is priced at a premium. Bedrooms look pretty standard. It doesn't look like this one has carpet. Maybe it does. I'm not a fan of carpets in the bedroom, but I like the fact that you can just like roll out of bed and you're onto the upper deck here. I think that's pretty cool. Nothing to report about in the bathrooms. Look pretty standard, pretty new, pretty modern. This room you could really make your own with a kitchenette. The bunk beds looks like it has split AC, which would be important in Maui Meadows. You definitely want to have air conditioning because even though it is a little bit cooler than something you'd find in on the right-hand side of Piʻilani Highway, maybe in Kihei Heights, it still does get hot. It's not quite cooler weather. But yeah, so that's kind of two of my favorite options out in Maui Meadows right now, and my favorite for different reasons. Obviously, one of them was price, and then the other one was the way that it was built. So my final thoughts, Maui Meadows has a lot of variety with larger lots, cottages, and hillside locations above Kihei. Because of that, home prices can vary widely from one property to the next. The most recent sales suggest homes are currently trading in the low to mid $2 million range, and the most recent sales suggest that a lot of the properties in Maui Meadows right now are overpriced, and that's why you're seeing the days on market at 179 days. I don't know for certain how many of them have reduced price, but I'd imagine uh, a lot of the properties have to reduce their price before they sell. And the 13 that are actively listed right now, I bet you some of them have already done price reductions, or if they haven't done it yet, it's definitely in their plan because you need to do something to kind of spark interest. And price reductions is one of the ways to do that. It should be significant. Buyers should focus on recent sales and price per square foot, not just the asking price, because the asking price could be receiving. If you look at the two properties that I liked, if you look at Mickey Place, you would think, well, the entry price is better. But if you look at actually how small it is compared to 614, 614 is the better deal. So it's important to pay attention to the price per square foot. And value opportunities can sometimes appear when homes are priced closer to the lower end of the recent sales range. So I didn't see anything really that was priced around $483. I thought 614 was priced and below that, the active listings before below that price range. So I think that's why it's a decent opportunity, but definitely could come down in price before selling, and it probably will. So yeah, that's all I got for today's episode. I just wanted to talk about one of my favorite subdivisions in Kihei, which is Maui Meadows. Here's our team information. I'm on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Substack for written content. It's a lot of content like this, but you can kind of use it as a guide because it's a little bit easier for those purposes because it's written. Like, comment, subscribe, share the kind of videos that you want to see, and hopefully I can get around to making those. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.